This is Sports Guy Ron. I'm here with your Week 3 recap and your Thursday night of Week 4 preview. If you like the NFL, if you like this content, I hope you'll give this a thumbs up, a like, maybe subscribe to my channel. Comment. I'd like to get some sports talk going. So, after, you watch the video, hopefully you'll want to do that. And let's talk about Week 3. The first game was the Atlanta Falcons at the Carolina. Carolina was victorious 30-0. Atlanta shut out at Carolina. Didn't see that one coming. I picked Atlanta to win and to cover. That was incorrect. I don't think I'm the only one on that. The key play or stat. Atlanta had 3 turnovers. One of those turnovers and interception was returned for a touchdown. I didn't watch a lot of this game. I seen some highlights. I did see the pick 6. It's kind of just a game where Atlanta just didn't do much. Carolina took advantage of things and was victorious 30-0. It's nice to get a division win like that at home. And so they're now 1-2, and Atlanta is also 1-2. In the AFC South matchup, Indianapolis was victorious 41-20 over Tennessee. I predict Indianapolis to win and to cover. They did. That's one of the few victories I got this week. The key player stat, Jonathan Taylor had 17 carries for 102 yards and 3 touchdowns. Kenny Moore also picked off a pass and returned it for a touchdown. Indianapolis got up early. That was the first 3 plays into the game or something like that. Kenny Moore, he picked it off, ran it for a touchdown. It was 7-0 out of the gate. Indianapolis just controlled the game, 41-20. They're now 3-0. Tennessee is 0-3. The other AFC South matchup, Jacksonville defeated Houston 17-10. Jacksonville's now 2-1. Houston is 0-3. Surprising. I predict Houston to win and to cover. They did not. It was their own fault. Nico Collins fumbled the ball. I think it was 10-10 at the time. They were driving down into Jacksonville territory. He caught a pass, fumbled. Jacksonville then proceeded to come down and score. Travis Etienne ran it in for a touchdown, went ahead 17-10. Then Houston drove down the field somewhat again, and then C.J. Stroud threw a pick, and that was pretty much it for the game. Houston's just, their offense is just, they're not playing complimentary football right now. The defense is playing pretty well. The offense just can't get going. They have not much running game, and they're making too many mistakes. In the biggest blowout, I think, of the week, it was Minnesota 48 and Cincinnati to 10. I picked Cincinnati to win and to cover. That was obviously wrong. Cincinnati, they're both now 2-1, Cincinnati and Minnesota. That was Cincinnati's first loss. Cincinnati committed 5 turnovers. Minnesota returned 2 of those turnovers for touchdowns. I believe it was Isaiah Rodgers did it. He was Defensive Player of the Week. I think he got a perfect PFF grade of 99.9 for the week. He deserved it. He caused the fumble he returned for a touchdown. He picked off the pass, returned it for a touchdown. So it was 3 fumbles and 2 interceptions for Cincinnati. That was pretty much the game. If you're going to turn the ball over 5 times on the road with your backup quarterback, you aren't going to win. And they got beaten down pretty good. Another game similar, Pittsburgh went to New England. Pittsburgh won 21-14. Pittsburgh's now 2-1, tied for the lead in the AFC North. New England's now 1-2. I predicted New England to win and to cover. They did not. They gifted Pittsburgh this victory. They lost 4 fumbles, had an interception, and allowed 5 sacks. They had good stats for the game. It's just that when you commit that many turnovers, you allow that many sacks, that kills drives. You got 2 touchdown drives, that was it. And you just didn't make enough plays to beat a team that's as veteran and solid as Pittsburgh. Even their defense still didn't play very well, but they got the turnovers, and those are big plays, and so are the sacks. In a wild game of undefeateds, we had Philadelphia beating the Rams 33-26. The Rams were up 26-7. They lost the lead. They settled for 3 field goals in the second quarter that led to their demise. They were up 26-7. It could have been a lot worse. Philadelphia came back and won. Philadelphia was 4 of 5 on 4th down conversions. That's a big part of the game. I predicted Philly to win. They did. I predicted LA to cover. They did not. They would have covered, except their field goal attempt at the end of the game to win when they were down 27-26 was blocked. Jordan Davis, big guy touchdown, run 61 yards, something like that, for the touchdown, and that blew LA's cover. In the next game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeated the New York Jets 29-27. Tampa Bay is now 3-0. The Jets are 0-3. I predicted Tampa to win. That was correct. I predicted Tampa to cover. That was not correct. Will McDonald, he returned a blocked field goal 51 yards for a touchdown. That ended late in the fourth quarter. That gave the Jets 27-26 lead. Baker Mayfield got the ball, went down the field, set up Chase McLaughlin for a 36-yard field goal. As time expired, it was victorious. Tampa Bay just seems to be living a charmed life right now, so you got to give them credit for that. They're leading the NFC South by quite a bit, and they look good so far this year. In the next game, the upset of the week, I would say, Cleveland defeated Green Bay 13-10. Cleveland's now 1-2. Green Bay is 2-1. I lost the win and the spread on that one. I predicted Green Bay. That was incorrect. Jordan Love threw an interception with under 4 minutes left. It was returned by Grant Delpit to the 4-yard line. Quinshon Judkins scored to make it 10-10. Green Bay did drive down the field. They set up for a field goal, which was blocked by Shelby Harris, covered by Greg Newsome at the 47-yard line. Micah Parsons had an offside, and there was a couple of passes. The last pass was with 12 seconds to go. The play started. David Njoku caught an 8-yard pass. Cleveland hurried up, got the ball set to play, got spiked with 2 seconds left to set up a 55-yard field goal. Andre Schmidt actually made this one, unlike in Cincinnati in week 1, so Cleveland was victorious. In the last 1 o'clock game, we have the Washington Commanders defeating the Las Vegas Raiders 41-24. Washington is now 2-1. Las Vegas is 1-2. I predicted Washington to win and cover. I was a little worried about that one with Marcus Mariota playing, but they did it. Washington had 200 rushing yards. They had 5 quarterback sacks. Jalen Lane, their punt returner, returned a punt 90 yards for a touchdown. And we do have to mention for Las Vegas, Trey Tucker had 8 receptions for 145 yards and 3 touchdowns, looking really quick. He made a lot of big plays. You know, they've been effective, but not enough to win today. So that was the last 1 o'clock game. On to 4 o'clock. A big AFC West matchup. The LA Chargers defeated the Denver Broncos 23-20. I predicted LA to win. That was correct. I predicted LA to cover. It landed on the number, so that's a tie. Cameron Dicker had a 43-yard field goal at the buzzer to win the game. LA did have 2 turnovers. They did dominate the game, but those turnovers kept the game close. To show that, first downs for the game, the Chargers had 29 and Denver had 9. It was a back and forth game, but the Chargers made the plays when they had to win. That's what good teams do. Harbaugh has them playing as a good team. In the next game, Seattle dominated New Orleans at home. They won 44-13. I predicted them to win in the cover. They did. Seattle's 2-1. New Orleans is 0-3. Torrey Horton, young player out of Colorado State, he had a receiving touchdown. He also had a 95-yard punt return touchdown. And Seattle gave up no sacks. Their line was pretty questionable coming into this season. So far, it's looked pretty good. They're 2-1. They're playing well. They get to play on Thursday night, and we'll see what they do going to Arizona. In the next game, we have the Chicago Bears defeating Dallas 31-14. Both teams are now 1-2. Caleb Williams threw for 4 touchdowns. Dallas had 4 turnovers. Chicago was 8-14 on 3rd down and 1-1 on 4th down. Those are winning numbers. If you convert and stay on the field on 3rd and 4th down, if you throw 4 touchdown passes and you take away the ball 4 times from the opponent, you're generally going to win, and they did. They dominated Dallas. I lost that one. I predicted Dallas to win and to cover. They did not. In an NFC matchup, NFC West matchup, the San Francisco 49ers remained undefeated. They defeated Arizona 16-15. Arizona's 2-1. I predicted San Francisco to win. They did. I predicted them to cover the spread. They did not. Mostly because Arizona got a safety that was 2 points difference that gave them the lead before Eddie Pinheiro hit a 35-yard field goal at the buzzer in 0 seconds. I did want to mention Ricky Pearsall had 8 catches for 117 yards. Had a good game. It was a real tight game, real good division battle. San Francisco just made a little bit more happen than Arizona did. In the Sunday night game, we had Kansas City. They defeated the New York Giants 22-9. I predicted them to win and to cover, and they did. Kansas City finally got a win. They're 1-2. The Giants are 0-3. I did want to mention Cam Scadaboo. He had 120 combined rushing and receiving yards and had a touchdown. The Giants were 1-10 on 3rd down, 1-4 on 4th down. They had 2 interceptions thrown. Those are ways you lose and get dominated in the game. They had no business even competing in. And the 2 interceptions and the bad conversions has led them to put Jackson Dart in going forward the rest of the year, or at least for a while. So we'll see how that works out for them. The Monday night game, kind of surprising. Detroit was victorious 38-30. Not surprising that they won, even though I predicted Baltimore to win and to cover. What was surprising is Detroit just dominated, physically imposed their will on Baltimore. It started out good for Baltimore, but after that, Detroit just did what they wanted to do. They ran for 224 yards. David Montgomery had 151 of those and touchdowns. They were 3 of 3 on 4th downs. They sacked Lamar Jackson 7 times. I don't know what's happened to Baltimore's offensive line, but it's not playing very well. And surprisingly, Baltimore's 1-2. They're tied in last with Cleveland in the AFC North. I'll see how long that lasts, but surprising at home to play that way. I think Detroit just, they took the game and they showed that what happened against Green Bay was kind of fluky in week 1. I think they were away from their identity of being tough, running the ball, punching you in the mouth, and they got back to it, and they're playing good football now. For the week, for the wins, I was 9-7 against the spread. I was 4-11-1. That's a throwaway week. That's not good. Okay, so week 4. Thursday night, we have the Seattle Seahawks 2-1. They are favored by 1.5 points at Arizona, who's also 2-1. James Conner out for the season. Got injured in that game. against San Francisco. Ankle injury or foot injury, I believe. He's out for the year. Trey Benson will be taking over. More than likely, DeMarcado will be changing up. Seattle under Mike McDonald going on the road. They are 8-1, so I'm picking Seattle to win and to cover. Not sure about Arizona. Like I thought, they were 2-0, but they didn't play very good teams. They did play San Francisco pretty tough. San Francisco, I'm not sure how good they are, and I don't know how good they'll be going forward. I mean, they've got a quarterback hurt now. Nick Bosa, he's out for the season with the torn ACL. That division's kind of wild, 3-0 and all 2-1s. We'll see what's going to happen there. I still think it's way up for grabs. I think even though San Francisco's 3-0, the most impressive team is the Rams so far at 2-1. They should not have given up that lead to Philadelphia today. But we'll see. So I'm taking Seattle to win and to cover, and I'll be providing a full week 4 preview in a day or two, and I hope you enjoy this content. Like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.